PPC is one of those things that takes a lot of time and money to understand. So what if I told you there's a super simple process you can use to peel back the curtain and look at exactly the keywords that your competitors are bidding on? So stick around because that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. Hey, what's up everyone, Yaniv here. And if you don't know me or what we do here on the channel, basically I give out course level information for absolutely free for those of you who don't have enough money to invest in a program or a course or are just not ready to do that right now. So like I mentioned, what we're going to do is we're going to spy on our competitors' keywords and figure out which ones they're bidding on and see how long they've been bidding on those keywords, because odds are if they continue to bid on those keywords, they're probably profitable keywords for them. And if you're selling a similar product, they're probably going to be profitable for you too. All right, so let's dive right into it. And what we're going to need is Helium 10. It's just a software, and if you have it, awesome, just follow along. If you don't, check the link in the description. I have the biggest discount you can get for the software. In this situation, what we're going to do is we're going to use Yoga Wheels as our example. It's a pretty good product, but at this point, it's kind of saturated. So I don't think I'm stepping on anyone's toes by exposing this product. But let's use this one right here as the example. It's just a product that's been selling really well, and it's kind of like a 3-pack. So it's gonna be the main product that we're gonna use as our example here. So I'm gonna copy the ASIN from here, go to Cerebro and paste that in. Basically what you'd be doing is you'd be pasting in your main competitor in this search. We're gonna press get keywords. And if you've watched any of my other videos, then you know the Cerebro tool and kind of how we do use the Cerebro tool, which is actually located right here. So you go keyword research Cerebro. It's kind of a reverse ASIN search. And I showed how to, basically pick out all the best keywords for your product using this, but we've never really looked into one of the filters here, which is called the sponsored, filter, the sponsored section. So once you've done that, you're going to want to come to the advanced filters, open that up, and then you're going to see the sponsored rank here. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to show us, which position the actual PPC is showing up in for the different keywords. So to better explain that, basically, whenever you type like a keyword, yoga wheel, right, you can see there are some sponsored, products here. There is, so this would be sponsored product number 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And there's other ones on the same page as well. So when you're going to the Cerebro and you filter in like 1 to 15, it'll show you any PPC that's between, for this product, that's between the organic position or the sponsored position 1 and 15. So what we're gonna do is just put that in here and then press apply. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna show all the keywords that this product is actually, running PPC on. So this guy's running PPC on. So he's got the Chirp Wheel 3-pack, all these kind of stuff here. And I've actually sorted them by search volume. Now, it's actually okay to just grab this list and then to just run PPC on that, like an exact match campaign for that. But we're gonna take this to the next level, because if we just took these keywords, a lot of them you probably already knew. But another thing to note is that if you look at the sponsored ASINs tab here, you can see how many people are actually bidding on this same keyword. So in this case, it would be 142 people bidding on this keyword. Now, we don't want to compete with 142 people or 187 people or 372 people, right? That's a ton of people. And obviously, the more people that are competing for that keyword, the more expensive the bids are going to be. And so, the less likely the actual, campaign is going to be profitable. So a little trick to take this to the next level, and not just leave it here on the surface level, is actually go into the filter phase. And what we're going to do is going to filter by sponsored ASINs low to high. So when we do that, it's going to show us all the keywords where the sponsored ASINs are very low. So there's very low competing people for those keywords. So one thing you'll notice instantly is that some of them have very low search volume or no search volume at all. In this case, what I want to do is come back up here to the search volume. And if you get this, just come in here and put in like 50, and then we'll reapply that search. And it's going to take away all the keywords that don't actually have a search volume on them. Now, in this case, there's only 102, but it's definitely worth running a campaign on this, because why not, right? If out of 102 people, some people see your PPC and buy from it, well, then that's a win. So I would say look at the sponsored ASINs and probably for this campaign, don't really target more than 100. So in this case, you can see there's 94 here. So 94 people are bidding for this keyword, and then after that it goes above 100. And what you can do is just, grab those keywords and then start clicking each keyword one by one and then add it to your keyword list. We're not going to do that. I'll show you a really quick way to actually filter that. So we're going to go to export, and then we're going to go to Excel. Once that opens up, you're going to have something very similar to this. It's basically the exact same graph, but it allows us to filter a little bit more. So we're going to go to the F column, which is the sponsored ASINs. And I want to filter out all the ASINs that are above 100, because we're not going to bid on those I would find those a little bit too competitive, and you can try it, but most likely they're not going to be profitable. And truthfully, just because I'm saying this doesn't mean it's 100% fact. You should probably try even, bidding for those higher, kind of competition keywords. But for this, situation, I kind of want to give you guys the lowest hanging fruit to make sure that you're, actually seeing a profit pretty quickly. So what we're going to do here is just come in and click on show filter options, and we're actually just going to filter for column F. We're going to do less than or equal to 100, like we were talking about, and it's just going to instantly delete every other keyword that we don't care about. So we're going to take those, copy those, and go on to the next step, which is going to listing optimization. Click on the Frankenstein tool, and all this is going to do is just allow us to process some keywords, right? So here is where this, kind of gets taken to that next level. And in this Cerebro search, we've actually only done, one of the top competitors. Obviously, you want to do more than just one. So in this case, what you would do is you just run the exact same thing that I just showed, but on a different competitor. And understand that you can run multiple ASINs in a reverse ASIN search, but I like to be able to manipulate the data more for each individual product. So what you want to do is just, delete this one, run another search for maybe 2 or 3 of your other top competitors, and run the same process again to narrow down those few keywords. So to save some time, I've already done the whole process for a different competitor just to show you what to do next, right? We've posted the first competitor into here, all of its keywords, and what we want to do now is post a second one. The reason we do this is because we don't want to keep, rebidding on the same keywords from our different campaigns. So we're going to post, 2 or 3 top competitors in here. We're going to go in and click on maintain phrases and also 1 word / phrase per line. What this is going to do is it's going to remove any duplicates that may have, happen from doing the same process for both different competitors, because it's just going to happen. For sure, you're going to have overlap between the competitors. So what I did was just, process the keywords here, and that way you only have, non-duplicate keywords. Obviously, in this case, there are a lot of different keywords, so I wouldn't recommend running all of this in one campaign because I just don't think it's going to spend the money, evenly. So I'd say split this up into 2 to 3 campaigns and launch them as exact match campaigns. Like I said, the reason this is so powerful is because your competitors are already running PPC on this, which means that, if they're running it for any amount of time, it's probably a profitable keyword for them. And so you should test it out yourself. Just because it's profitable for them doesn't mean it's going to be profitable for you, but that's a good first step. Another really awesome trick I want to show you on how to spy on your competitors, if you want to take this to the next level, is actually looking at, for example, like this product, right? This is the chirp wheel. If you go on Facebook, and sometimes your competitors won't have Facebook, pages, but sometimes they will if they're kind of bigger competitors. So in this case, it actually does. And we're going to search up chirp wheel, which is kind of the main competitor in this space. And we're going to click on their page. And one thing that you may not know about, but a lot of dropshippers use this, is actually scrolling over to the bottom of their page, and it's going to say page transparency. Facebook actually added this to be more transparent with its users, with the whole advertising thing that they do. All you got to do is scroll down, and it's going to say this page is currently running ads, and you can press go to ad library. And what this is going to do is show you every single ad that this company is running, right now. So as you can see, I'm in Canada, so it's filtering for Canada, but I'll click on all, so you can see all the different ads that they're running. And this gives you a really good sneak peek into different sales that they may be running, and also the ads that are working for them. So if you do decide that, hey, I want to launch some Instagram ads or Facebook ads or just ads on any platform, period, you can see some of the ads that they're using and what's working for them. So you can see these ones were launched in November of 2020. So those are new. They might not be super profitable for them right now. They might be testing some different angles. But if you scroll, the lower you scroll, you'll see that these ones were launched in October. So if they're still running, they're probably, probably profitable. But I guess these only started October 31st. But you can, look through those and see which ones they continue to push out, because the ones that are continuously being advertised on, the reason they continue to spend money on it is because it's bringing them money back in. So if you're doing a launch or you just want to run some ads to draw some more traffic to your Amazon listing, this is a really good way to do that. And as a bonus tip, right, if you click on any of these ads, it will take you to their checkout page. But as you can see here, it doesn't go to Amazon. Obviously, this is a really big company and they've spent a ton of money on marketing. But for you, if you do that same thing and send it to Amazon, you'll have a much higher conversion rate because people trust Amazon. Not a lot of people trust, maybe some random website, but everyone shops from Amazon and they know that, Amazon can be trusted. There is only one issue though with this, that you can't really track who's purchasing if you send them to Amazon. So a really cool way to solve that is actually using pixelfy.me. You'll be able to use a special link that allows you to track who's purchasing and who's not, and retarget people who have maybe clicked on the link but didn't actually purchase. Really cool way to do that, so make sure to check them out as well. All right, so lastly here, I want to show you how to find out any of those sneaky marketing tactics that some of these bigger brands may be using. And what we're going to do there is, first off, go and find, one big competitor, someone who, most likely has a website and has an off Amazon brand presence. What we're going to do is we're going to take their URL. So just copy their URL, and we're going to go to a website called similarweb.com. Usually a lot of people who use this website aren't actually Amazon sellers, so I'm trying to introduce this more to, the Amazon FBA world, because there's a lot of cool stuff you can use, with it, right? So usually it's like SEO and stuff like that, people who use this. So what we're gonna do is, again, post that website in here. That was the main competitor we were talking about, and then just search the product. And what's going to do here, it's going to pull up a lot of different stats on this website. So when you get here, the first thing you're going to land on is the overview. It's going to show you some stuff that doesn't really matter, so just skip through that. Then it's going to have the traffic overview, so you can see how many people are coming to this website every single month. So, it's like about 200,000 people per month. Then you can also see, the visits by country. Obviously, in this case, 90% is from the US. So if you're going to focus on any market in particular, if you had a similar product to this, you'd be focusing on the US market. That's just basically what it shows you, but sometimes it will, surprise you where a lot of the markets actually are. So that's a really cool thing as well. We're gonna go to this part though, the referral section. And this is where I wanted to kind of bring you guys, because this allows you to look behind the scenes of where they're advertising and kind of the different sneaky marketing plays they may be doing. So in this case, this product has a 1.58% referral traffic. What that means is basically 1.5% of all the traffic that goes to this page comes from, other websites. So it's obviously not that much, but still, 1.5% of 200,000 is still a ton of views per month. So for you, if you have a smaller product, this is exactly where you want to be. So you can go over here and look at the top referring sites. In this case, we'll just go here and open up this site, because half of the 1.5% is coming from this site right here, trailandkale.com. So we'll open up go to website here. So what you can see here is that this is like a kind of weird trail website. I've never heard of it before, but I mean, it looks like there's a whole bunch of stuff here. It looks like forums and articles and stuff like that. But on the top left, you can see there's a chirp wheel review. How well does it solve back pain? And surprisingly, what this shows us is that the chirp wheel, this kind of yoga wheel, it actually has a very big overlap with, people who do hiking and outdoorsy camper type people. So that would be my first kind of theory just from looking at this. But what you want to do is continue to actually look into the other top referring sites. So another one that was kind of a decent amount of visits from here, if you click on it, it was called Escape Monthly, which again is kind of strange, right? Like, people who go on vacation or traveling want this chirp wheel for some reason. So you scroll down here, and what I notice is the first article here is actually about the chirp wheel as well. It's like a chirp wheel review again. And again, what this tells us is that people who like to travel and people who like exploring, nature, hiking, camping, stuff like that, may really be interested in this chirp wheel. So if you're selling a yoga wheel or something like that, it really kind of shows you an audience that you can market to or test, market to. If either you're running Facebook ads or anything like that, that just shows you kind of something that you might not know. Because for me personally, I wouldn't have thought that people who, go, exploring and camping are also the people who want to have yoga wheels. But this is what this shows us. What this website also allows you to do is just take this website, type it into the similar web, and then find other similar, like websites like this that you can advertise your products on potentially that are similar to trailandkale.com, and see how that works for you. Draw external traffic to your Amazon listing or to your website as well. That same information also gives you access to audiences. If you want to target people on Facebook or Google, stuff like that, you know exactly what to test first. Lastly, another pretty important thing to check here is if you go to competitors, it shows you a bunch of other competitors in the space that you might want to look at, like, Posture Corrector. You can go look at their stuff because it's kind of a similar market, and you can find more and more similar websites to, or similar products to what you're selling. And so that's how you take a look behind the curtain and spy on your competitors. I hope you guys did get something from this video. If you did, please leave a like, and also make sure to check out the first link in the description, which is my Amazon FBA program. It's a course full from A to Z, and right now it comes with my one-on-one mentorship, which basically means you'll be able to talk with me and work with me directly on any problems, questions, concerns throughout the whole journey of your Amazon business. So make sure to check that out if you're in the market for a program, and I'll see you guys in the next one.